when something needs to be done. It's about knowing about weapons so that you can make sure everything is as your master would have it.
We're actually in preparation for me to do my first initial riding test, so I need to get going and get ready for that.
Stage 1.
So take it to the end of the box, a little bit past it, and then stop. I've just established that I can run a straight line, which is good, and keep her under control and do what their normal jousting lane demands and what they've set up their horses to do. Now we just get to kind of test this real quick, because now I'm dealing with the animal with just one hand. The training exercise knights use to practice for jousting, it's called ring jousting. You set up posts, and hanging from them you put rings of various sizes, and you use a pole and try to skewer the ring on it.
Take the ring post down, Toby. Take the quintain down. Put that back up. Honestly.
Yeah, if you do that, you're down. So you want this motion.
That's it.
All right.
Yeah.
And the quintain is the most important sort of practice for jousting, in the sense that it trains for both accuracy and power. Not such a great hit that time, but still a good strike. Just was a little low on the target. Now it's up to me to lug everything around and watch other people have fun.
I've done the cabbage slice sword work, rings, quintain, but I've never done any of the bore sticking.
Get your arm up, get it all the way up, and all we have to worry about then is just bringing it down onto target.
Okay. I don't know that I would make a very good boar hunter, but...
Again, it doesn't look as though you're concentrating on the target.
Right.
Your head's wandering all over the place. You're not concentrating all the way through. He's got too much going through his head. That's his big problem. He's worrying about what he's looking like. He's worrying about what he's going to do, and worrying that everyone's looking at him.
It's a whole new style of riding. So need as much time on the horse as possible, like I stressed before we ever came here. Horse, 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 horse. All of this exercise with the horse and everything completely changes once the armor goes on too, because it's much more difficult to do any of the maneuvers in armor.
Because we've got quite a lot of rain going on at the moment, that's going to be, looks like it's heading for at least a couple of hours.
We have terrible weather today, which is a complete setback, because now I lose one ride and possibly even two, because we were going to do another show this afternoon dealing with some skills on horseback. But there's a lot of other things to do. There's some stuff to work on with the armor. My lances have to be prepared, so I need time for that. Rather than spend time at night not sleeping working on them, now I can do them. Hopefully this English weather won't send the whole event down the drain. So I'm a little depressed right now. Historical content shows and proves that the lances were designed to break. Pictorial accounts, you can see where there are woodcuts from the period that show when a lance was striking an opponent that it would be broken into several pieces rather than one long shard or one quick break or something. A lot of people would think, you know, here are these guys putting on this protective armor gear that's made extremely strong to protect them, and then they make lances that break on purpose. But it's very important to note that the force that's being delivered, even with a breakaway lance, is easily enough to kill a human being.
The lances that we use are socketed, in the sense that you have a a 7 or 7.5 foot stock, which is made of a solid wood, usually a poplar or an ash or various other types of wood. And onto that is placed a 3-foot section, which brings the lance's length up to around 10 feet. Advantage of doing this is that you can fasten a number of different types of end onto the same shaped stock. Obviously, we are recreating the sport of kings and princes who had the equivalent of a national military budget to spend on this sort of thing.
This suit's specifically made for jousting, designed by my squire, actually, and it's on loan to me for the tournament this weekend.
Everything about the armor is as authentic as I've been able to get it. So the shoes are of a 15th century style, the hose, everything is the way I believe this type of armor was worn.
This is where we find out if it fits.
Essentially, chainmail is to protect you from slashing attacks or bladed weapons. It will literally stop a puncturing blow.
Yep. Good. Yeah. Everything good?
Yeah, it's good. It's really good. Yeah. The next portion of the armor, which are the pauldrons, the shoulder defenses. These were a type of pauldron developed by the Italians in the 1470s. And they're sometimes called angel wing pauldrons because they resemble a pair of folded angel's wings. And you notice when Hollis raises his arms, they open out like, they spread like wings. Yeah. There's a lot of exposure there.
Just, point of impact, I can go there.
Yeah.
And that's...
Mm-hmm.
Just drop your head down. Just as okay. Yeah.
I feel like a beetle. Well, we get protection now, but now I've lost visibility.
Go. Yeah. That's better, isn't it? That is much more protective.
It is, but still...
I've got a good 4 inches more vision than this.
It's better all around for you, I think.
What I do is basically have my hand about there.
It's important to make the point as well that the term joust is comparable to the term ball game, in the sense that it's a very general term that applies to a whole range of different sports that have different rules, different equipment, different everything. And there are many types of joust where the idea is to hit well on target and to break the lance, and that's how you're scored. It's a game. It's a military game, but it's a game. The idea that all jousts are about knocking people off horses is actually quite misguided.
Where's my peripheral vision gone, mate? Sorry, Hollis, you okay?
No worries.
Yeah, come on then.
I was just about to step out of the way.
All right. Okay, say hello.
Hey.
Yeah, that's it, that's it, that's it. Okay. You're a scaredy cat, aren't you?
Easy, easy.
What are you scared of? Come on, walk on. You wouldn't believe this is one of our best jousting horses at times, would you? Steady, steady. Okay, so have a sniff. That's allowed. Hey. He's fine once you can be honest. It's the whole thing. There's the camera, there's the
Down easy.
skip lorry, there's you in armour. You've made a load of noise. Have you got a rein?
Down easy. I've got them.
If you come forward, you're starting here. I think it's a white pub at the top. You should be running a straight line to that.
The armor has an effect on Boris's behavior. He tends to be very conscious of the armor, and he can get very nervous, so it's just good for Hollis to ease into it.
What do you want to do first?
Have a go at Quintain.
Here it comes. Slam. That was good. I felt that one. Hollis coming around again. He's got his visor down this time, so it's very close to what he's actually going to see.
Easy, 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 easy. Good.
So
see where that landed?
Yes.
Okay, it's about 6 inches to the side. So again, you've got basically got the height where to hit right, so left and right you need to worry about now.
Once he can get used to all the elements separately, then he can put it all together, and that's what he's doing today.
When you're on a horse with 70 pounds of armor on, and you're going down to jousting with someone, there's a lot of mental ability it takes to do that.
That was a good hit. It was a good, well-placed hit which broke the lance, and that's the key. That A, you need to break the lance, and B, you need to strike in the striking zone, in the correct area. He's put all the armor on, he's been hitting the quintain, he's been doing everything that he's going to have to do tomorrow, and he just put the last element in, which is getting hit.
The Royal Armouries in Leeds, England, has, without a doubt, hands down, the best collection of arms and armor on the planet, which is called the Hollis collection.
Now we're in the tournament gallery, which is one of 5 galleries in this museum in Leeds. You can see that we've got an awful lot of very impressive jousting arms there.
Yeah, quite a bit. This is just a minute amount of the collection.
Oh, yes. I mean, we're on 3 sites.
These are actual period lances.
Now, this is what I wanted to show you, yes. And these are original lances. And you can see how very, very long they are.
Right.
They look
About
heavy.
12 feet.
Yeah. They look heavy, but of course they're hollow. They're designed to shatter on impact.
So they're designed for sport and not for war.
Exactly, yes. So now we're going to go and have a look at the top of the range armour, the most expensive armour of all time. Armour isn't just bright polished steel. They could also turn it blue. And they turn it blue by heating the steel up so it passes through a whole spectrum of colours. And at one point, it hits peacock blue, and at that point, they quench it, which is they put the steel into a bucket of water, and it stays bright peacock blue.
Really? Wow.
Now, over years, this has actually turned a sort of brown colour. So this armour would have been bright blue and gold, and the gold has still stayed.
Which is beautiful, very, very beautiful.
And this is the equivalent today of owning a modern private jet.
Really?
So your own private jet, you could buy this one armour. Let's have a look at Henry VIII.
Oh, good, he's my favorite.
Ah, yes, absolutely. So, here we've got Henry VIII. Everybody always thinks of Henry VIII as big and fat. He is 6'2". He is in good shape. He was wonderful at all forms of sport, and above all, loved jousts and tournaments, and was very good at it.
Yeah, he was very responsible for bringing tournamenting back, wasn't he, during his era?
Oh, yes, he was. There isn't a chink in this armour. So much so that NASA, when they was designing spacesuits, came and studied this armour.
Oh, really? Wow.
Well, here we are in the storerooms of the Royal Armouries. OK, well, as you can see, we have got banks and banks of armour here. They're all duplicates of hundreds and hundreds of pieces that we have that are very similar. We came up here to Leeds because we were unable to show the large part of our collection. There just wasn't enough room. Wow. So we've left some of the armours there, and we've built a purpose-built museum up here so that we can show the greatest collection that we have. So here, for example, is Henry VIII's feet.
You mean really?
Yep.
Oh, my goodness.
There he is.
Yeah, well, that's about all I deserve to touch of Henry VIII at all, period. I mean, he's one of my complete superheroes. You know, he literally, really you have to back it up that if it wasn't for him, jousting may have died a lot earlier.
As a special treat, we've brought you here into the storerooms to actually try on a piece of genuine armour, and we don't do this for everybody.
Yes, I know.
OK, we've got here 3 pieces that you would put on over your armour for extra protection for jousting over the barrier, which is called tilting. And so the first piece will go on over here. Now the second piece will arrive here.